Welcome back to the deep dive. I am honestly just so excited for today's conversation because we are coming to you, as always, from right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is a Jack Diggs production, and if you've been with us for the last couple of weeks, you already know what time it is. You can feel why the energy is a little different.
Oh, absolutely. It is a very special time of year. We are right in the thick of our series for Black History Month, and I think it's important we restate the mission here. We aren't just, reciting the national headlines.
No.
We are focused strictly on Black excellence right here in Rutherford County, the history that grounded us, and, well, the present that sustains
Right.
us.
We're looking at the streets we drive down, the buildings we pass, the people who actually made them possible. But today's deep dive is particularly special because, honestly, we didn't pick the topic.
No, we did not. The script got flipped on us this time.
It really did. This came from a special reader nomination. A listener reached out, which, by the way, please keep doing that. We love it. And basically said, stop. You need to talk about the bridge builders. They wanted to spotlight three specific individuals who, maybe quietly but so powerfully, shaped the educational and civic landscape of this city.
It's such a great nomination because it gets to the heart of how history is actually made. Not always with big speeches, but sometimes in, quiet committee meetings.
Exactly. So today we are unpacking the legacies of three icons, Mrs. Myrtle Glanton Lord
Dr. Phyllis Washington.
and Vice Mayor Ron Washington.
Three absolute heavy hitters. And that framing the listener gave us, bridge builders, is perfect.
It really is.
And I want us to hold on to that metaphor. A bridge, it's not just a structure, it's a tool. It links where you are to where you want to go. It gets you over an obstacle. So our mission today is to uncover how these three lives created that bridge right here in Murfreesboro.
A bridge across generations.
Linking vision to reality, linking the classroom to the council chamber.
So let's start with the foundation. The visionary of the group, Mrs. Myrtle Glanton Lord. Now, when I looked at the notes on her career, the first thing that jumped out wasn't an award, but a number. 42.
42 years. I mean, that is a staggering amount of time.
She spent 42 years teaching in Murfreesboro at Bradley Elementary and Hobgood Elementary. Just pause and do the math on the sheer volume of students. That's not just a career.
No, that's a life's work. When you teach for that long, you become an institution yourself. You have to imagine she was likely teaching the children of students she had maybe 2 decades prior.
That creates such a generational density.
It does. You are shaping the mindset of a community. But what makes her story so critical for this deep dive isn't just what happened inside the classroom. It's a pivot she made when she stepped out of it.
Right, you're talking about that aha moment in 1975.
Precisely. This is where Bridge Builder goes from metaphor to, well, reality. In 75, she joins the planning committee for what would become the Patterson Park Community Center.
And you have to think about the context here. Mid-70s, planning a community center. What's the standard playbook?
You need a gym.
A gym, a pool, some locker rooms. It's a rec center. It's a place to sweat, run around, play some basketball.
Exactly, physical activity. But Mrs. Lord, she had a different vision. She didn't just want a recreation center. She insisted, and the historical sources are very clear on that word, insisted, that the center had to include a space for learning, a place where children could read and study and dream.
That is such a crucial distinction. It's so much more than just a basketball court.
It really is. She was fighting for an intellectual space inside a recreational one. Remember, this is about creating a third place for Black children in Rutherford County. Not school, not home.
A community hub.
A community hub. And she wanted that hub to value the mind just as much as the body. And that insistence, it paid off. That space became the Myrtle Glanton Lord Library.
And there's a fact about that library that just stops you in your tracks.
It's the only part of the entire center named for a Black woman.
Wow. That really grounds the legacy, doesn't it?
It does. And the impact, it isn't just her name on the wall, it's the function of the room itself.
It's the legacy of access.
Yes.
It's every kid who walked into Patterson Park to play, maybe got tired or just wanted to escape the noise, and wandered into that library.
Pick up a book.
And suddenly realized the world was bigger than their neighborhood.
That's it right there. She built a bridge from the neighborhood to the wider world through literacy. She poured the concrete for the intellect of the community.
Okay, so Mrs. Lord sets this incredible foundation. She creates the space for learning. Now let's move to our second bridge builder, who really took that baton and ran with it into the modern era. Dr. Phyllis Washington.
A true titan of education in this county. If Mrs. Lord built the foundation, Dr. Washington built the skyscraper on top of it.
Absolutely. So Dr. Phyllis H. Washington, born in Shelbyville to Leonard and Evelyn Hickerson, but her impact here, I mean, the scope is just vertical. She didn't just stay in one lane.
No, not at all. She worked at every single level of the educational ecosystem. She starts in the classroom, like Mrs. Lord, but then she moves into university mentorship and district-level leadership.
I'm going to break that down. Her title was Coordinator of Secondary Instruction for Rutherford County Schools. To a lot of people, that sounds like, I don't know, paperwork. Why does that role matter so much?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. It's so easy to gloss over. When you are the coordinator of secondary instruction, you're not just teaching one class.
Right.
You are shaping what is taught in all the classes. You're the architect of the curriculum for thousands of students. It's a systemic impact.
So she's not just driving the bus, she's designing the route for the entire fleet.
Perfectly put. And while she's doing this huge macro-level work for the county, she's also deeply involved at MTSU, specifically helping African-American students navigate that really difficult bridge between high school and a major university.
Which can be so isolating. You go from a neighborhood school to this massive campus, new rules, new everything.
Exactly. And Dr. Washington was there to be that guide, to build a ramp over that cliff.
It seems like she could be both high level and so deeply personal. I loved the quote from one of the sources. It said, "She was the teacher everyone knew."
That just sums it up, doesn't it? Even with all those responsibilities, she never lost that connection to the individual student. And that work was recognized. In 2018, she received the Tempest Award.
So why is that award so significant? Is it just for being a good teacher?
It's more specific. The Tempest Award recognized her work in dismantling systemic barriers for women and girls. So there's that bridge building theme again. She wasn't just teaching content, she was actively removing obstacles, clearing the path. Her impact went beyond academics. It was about equity and opportunity.
So we have Mrs. Lord creating the space and Dr. Washington building the systems and mentorship to thrive in those spaces. Now we have to pivot. From the classroom to city council, let's talk about the statesman, Vice Mayor Ron Washington.
A pivotal figure, and really the definition of a steady hand.
There's a very specific, unique fact about his title that I found fascinating. Ronald T. Washington. He is the only Washington to ever serve as Vice Mayor of Murfreesboro.
It's a distinct honor. He was appointed in 2012, and at the time, he was the longest-serving member of the city council. That speaks volumes.
And in local politics, longevity like that, it isn't just about hanging around. It means trust.
That's the key. The sources describe him as a steady, community-first leader in an era where politics can be, about spectacle.
About who can shout the loudest.
Right. Ron Washington was about service. He was about doing the work.
And his background wasn't just in politics. He brought serious professional expertise to the role. He's an MTSU grad, class of '81, but he also spent 15 years as a district manager for Middle Tennessee Electric.
And that professional expertise, that is not a minor detail. I think that's the secret sauce of his leadership. Think about what a district manager for an electric company does.
Well, they keep the lights on.
They do. But to do that, you have to think about infrastructure. You have to think about growth. You have to ask, if we build 500 new homes here, do we have the grid for it?
Which sounds exactly like what you need to do for a city like Murfreesboro, which has just exploded in the last 20 years.
Precisely. He was guiding that infrastructure during a time of incredible change. He bridged the gap between the technical needs of a city, the roads, the utilities, and the human needs of its citizens.
And that work got noticed. He received the Pinnacle Award from the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce, recognition from MTSU's Black Alumni Association.
And those aren't just participation trophies. The Pinnacle Award is a heavy hitter. It means the business community trusts your hand on the wheel.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We have the educator, Dr. Washington. We have the statesman, Vice Mayor Washington. And here is where it gets really interesting. If you're listening closely, you might have noticed this shared last name.
It is not a coincidence.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
Dr. Phyllis Washington and Vice Mayor Ron Washington are married. A power couple in the truest sense of the word.
They really are. Together with their children, Marcrase and Carmel, they just form this incredible family unit. But through our lens, they're one of Murfreesboro's most enduring civic partnerships.
It's like a dual-pronged approach. to community building, all operating under one roof.
It is. I mean, can you imagine the dinner table conversations? On one side, you have Ron leading the city on infrastructure, growth, governance.
He's handling the hardware of the city.
The hardware, the roads, the zoning, the utilities, and then you have Phyllis.
And she's handling the software.
Exactly. The minds and the futures of the people living in the city.
The hardware and the software. You really can't have a functioning community without both.
You can't. And the fact that this one family has contributed so heavily to both Pillars' education and governance is just remarkable. It shows a deep family-wide commitment to service.
So we've looked at them individually. We've seen the connection between the Washingtons. Let's bring Mrs. Myrtle Glanton Lord back into the room. Let's really connect all three of these bridge builders. What's the through line?
This is where it all comes together. It's almost like a relay race. Mrs. Myrtle Glanton Lord built the intellectual core. By fighting for that library at Patterson Park, she created the physical and mental space for excellence to even take root.
She poured the foundation. She gave the community a room of its own.
Then you have Dr. Phyllis Washington. She built the pathways in belief. She took the students from spaces like that library and guided them all the way to university. She dismantled barriers.
She built the ramp.
She built the ramp. And then you have Vice Mayor Ron Washington. He built trust and representation in city leadership. He showed there's a seat at the table. He made sure the city was a place where those educated students could actually come back, live, and thrive.
So when you put them all together,
You see that Black excellence in Rutherford County isn't a single event. It's not one person doing one good thing. It's a continuous, generational effort of building structures.
physical, educational, political.
All of it. And the so what? Here, the thing for you to walk away with is that those structures are what future generations get to walk across.
That is the bridge.
That is the bridge. We are walking on the bridges they built right now. The students at MTSU, the families at Patterson Park, all of us benefiting from a well-run city. We are all crossing bridges built by Lord, Washington, and Washington.
And to think, this all started with a listener's message saying, tell their story.
It's powerful, and it raises, I think, a final thought for everyone listening. We often look for history in the big headlines, the loud speeches.
The hero on the white horse.
Right, but that's not usually how real change happens, is it? Local history, the kind that actually changes your day-to-day life, is usually shaped by people doing the work quietly.
The teachers. The people on planning committees.
The district managers, the people who sit in the meetings, who review the curriculum, who inspect the power lines. That is where the fabric of a community is really woven, not in the spotlight, but in the service.
A quiet legacy can be a thunderous force for good.
That's it.
That is the perfect note to end on. But before we go, we have marching orders for you. This series is fueled by you, the community.
That's right. We're continuing this all month long, and we know there are more stories out there just like this one.
If you know someone whose story deserves to be told, a bridge builder in their own right, we want to hear from you immediately. Message Jack Diggs on Facebook.
Don't just think about it, actually do it. Send the nomination. Give us a few words on why that person represents Black excellence in Rutherford County.
Help us honor the past and the present. We'll be back tomorrow with another deep dive. Thank you for listening.
This has been the Deep Dive Podcast, a Jack Diggs production.